This is Level 2 DIY RL43C over Poetic Styles, Rhymed, Free Verse, Patterned. Kinds of poetry. We have the following list describes some common types of poetry. These types are free verse. This type of poetry is free from fixed patterns of rhyme or beat, meaning that it will not have end rhymes on their lines. Rhymed verse. This poetry uses rhyming lines and a rhythm pattern. And then pattern poetry. These poems are written so that the words or sounds form a pattern, such as cinquain and diamante. A cinquain is a poem containing 11 words and 5 lines. It follows this pattern. Line 1, one word, the subject of the poem. Line 2, 2 words describing the subject. Line 3, 3 words showing the subject in action. Line 4, 4 words expressing a feeling about the subject. And line 5, 1 word that is a synonym, which means the same, for the subject or sums it up. For example, book, magic carpet, taking us flying, I get lost inside, story. So, just like our definition, it has 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 11 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And it's made up in this pattern, just like our lines have told us. Next is a diamante. This is a diamond-shaped poem of 16 words and 7 lines. It follows this pattern. Line 1, 1 word that is a noun. Line 2, 2 adjectives that describe the noun in line 1. Line 3, 3 verbs that end with ing about line 1. Line 4, 4 nouns, 2 about the noun in line 1, and 1, and that should be 2, about the noun in line 7. Line 5 is 3 verbs that end with ing about line 7. Line 6, 2 adjectives that describe the noun in line 7. And last, line 7, an antonym, which means opposite or contrast word, for the subject in line 1. So our example, as you can see, is a diamond shape. And it follows our pattern. Boredom, silent, lonely, tiring, maddening, unending, chair, window, birdsong, sunbeam, running, shouting, laughing, noisy, friendly, fun. And if you notice, as you move through your poem, it changes from this subject to this one. To the back. Our directions say, pause the video and read the poem to yourself after you have read the poem. Listen and take notes on your paper like it shows in the video. Autumn Dreams by Michael R. Acton. Out in the lush green pasture, backed by October woods, in the gulf of a flaming sunlight, a white horse stood. She lifted her head to windward, she pointed her snow-white ears, then stood like a marble sculpture to watch 3 deer. As they sprang through a field of stubble, leaped over a pasture fence, and disappeared in a woodland, dark, deep, and dense. She watched as a rabbit quivered, with fear in a thorny hedge, while yearlings frisked in the sunlight at pasture's edge. She whined a mother's affection to her colt near the paddock stream, then returned again to her grazing and autumn dreams. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stanzas. And each stanza has 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, which comes to a total of 20 lines in our poem. If we find our rhyme scheme, we'd start with A. Pasture and woods do not rhyme, so let's give woods B. Sunlight does not rhyme with pasture or woods, so let's give it C. Stood does not rhyme with pasture. Stood does rhyme with woods, so we're going to give that B. So our rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. Since that is our rhyme scheme, we know that it cannot be a free verse poem. It has to be a rhymed poem.